Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a balanced druid PvP guide, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. First up is the talents. Right now I run two different builds. One is the single target build and one is an AoE build. I prefer the single target build right now. It's what I usually run like 99% of the time, what you're seeing right now. And what the single target build does is it pretty much gives you this build pretty much gives you a lot of single target burst. And I prefer the single target burst because if you get ganked, you can do better in a 1v1s. Not that that's really going to happen a lot unless you're like doing like world PvP. Battlegrounds, stuff like that can be sometimes pretty nice. But obviously Doomkins are obviously really good in AoE. But also another good thing about this build and is the fact, like I said, it is massive single target burst, so you can grab like a berserker and just pop your incarnation and your little mini burst here, which I'll go over in a little bit, and just absolutely nuke a target, which it could be a healer and take them out of the fights, or you could just nuke one of their DPSs or maybe even two of them fast enough and take them out of the fight. I feel like it makes a big difference versus the AoE build where you slowly kind of like dot everything down, and if the other team has like a lot of massive burst like classes like Rets or Warriors or Marksman Hunters, and they might burst down faster, might be a lot harder to like make that work, which is why I kind of like the single target build better, because it overall I feel like I make more of an impact with my single target build than my AoE build. So having said all that, let's go ahead and dive into the talents with the first build, which is the single target. On the left side, you don't really need to change anything. This is pretty much what I always run. The only thing I would really change, to be honest, is Protector of the Pack. You don't have to run Protector of the Pack. Sorry, to do that instead. You can change it out for either Heart of the Wild, or you could either go Gale Winds. That is up to you. That's the only talent I would change in this row. The rest of them, I kind of like. I feel like it's. I'm very like. I feel like it's kind of mandatory. You can kind of switch out like remove corruption as well if you really want to. Depending like if you're running arena, and you don't need to curse anything, you can kind of remove that as well. But yeah, if you don't want to run Protector of the Pack, you can either run Heart of the Wild or Gale Winds, or you could just get rid of Protector of the Pack and remove corruption and get Gale Winds and Heart of the Wild. Or you could even put in improved Stampeding Roar if you need the mobility as well. But that's pretty much it on the left side of the row. I'm primarily a Battleground player and World PvP player, so I usually run this side of the build, but like I said, for Arena, you could switch those out depending on what you face, of course. Now for the right side of the row. The right side, this is pretty much what I always run. The only talent for this side that I would really switch out for is Elun's Guidance for Mushroom if you need it. And the reason why you can use Wild Mushroom is because of Waning Twilight, and if you have 3 dots, which Mushroom counts for, it'll give you 10% increased damage on that target. So Moonfire, Sunfire, Wild Mushroom, and then you could just absolutely decimate somebody with the 10% damage increase. So it's up to you. Right now I'm using Elun's Guidance more than the Mushroom, but you can use either one for this build. Now for honor talents for this build, Moonkin Ore is pretty much a always lock in. My camera's covering it, but you can see I have it automatically locked in. The other two you can either switch out for, depending on situations. Right now, Thorns, if there's no melee, no point in taking it, and then you can switch it out for High Winds or Moonkin, or wait, where is it? Alkin Adept. And those are about the ones I would switch out for. You can use Fairy Swarm if you need to as well versus melee, but if there's no melee, then you would be probably, you wouldn't really be using it. Same thing with Thorns. So I would use either High Winds, Alkin Adaptation, and Moonkin Aura, or if there's melee, Thorns, Alkin Adaptation, or Moonkin Aura. And those would be the talents I would be using for this build. And with that, that is the single target build. Now we'll go ahead and go to the second build, which is the Starfall build. And right now, this is the one this is the build I'm using for Starfall. As you can see, it's different from my my single target. And for this build, I'm not running Remove Corruption, and I'm not running Protector of the Pack. This build, I am running Gale Winds, and I'm also running Nature's Vigil. So, Nature's Vigil with all your dots going on, Starfall, Moonfire, Sunfire. That's pretty much what you're going to be doing, is you're going to be spamming Moonfire, Sunfire, and Starfall all over the place. So, adding Nature's Vigil to this, you'll be doing a lot more. It's kind of like going to be helping your healing a little bit with your healers. Not to mention you'll have Innervates you can give to your healers, which will give them some breathing room as well. So this build's pretty much like all about Moonfiring, Sunfiring, and Starfalling everything in sight. And that's what Nature's Vigil is for. You could switch it out for Heart of the Wild if you really want to. I don't think Protector of the Pack is really good with Starfall build, to be honest. So I don't use Protector of the Pack with this build. And that's pretty much all you want to worry about for the left side. Everything else is pretty much the same thing as the other build. For the right side, the only changes for this build is the fact that you are not going to be running Warrior Balloon, and you're going to be running everything on Starfall on the right side, because you're going to be Starfalling a lot. And Wild Mushrooms, if people are stacked, is going to be a lot more damage. It's pretty much all about AoE. And that's pretty much the only thing different about the Starfall build. Now for Honor Talents, same thing as before, Auto Lock in Moonkin Aura. And you can either switch Thorns out or Alkin Adaptation for Starburst. I think you should probably switch out Thorns more for Starburst, just because Alkin Adaptation lets you get the Cyclones off faster. So that is my only recommendation for Honor Talents. So Starburst, Alkin Adept, and Moonkin Aura. Now let's go over stats. You're pretty much just going to want to be going for Haste, Mastery, the Haste and Mastery. So that's just the stat priority. Obviously versatility is on every piece, but you're going to want to be getting versatility on versatility, then haste and mastery. And then obviously crit is last, because you don't really need crit, because Alkin Adaptation, or not Alkin Adaptation, sorry, Moonkin Aura is going to be giving you all that crits. So once again, versatility, versatility, haste, then mastery. Alright, up next is embellishments, and what you're going to be wanting for embellishment wise is getting the precog, which if you're somebody interrupts you when you're not casting, you become immune to crowd control, interrupt, and cast push effects. And that's pretty much one of the only ones, honestly, that I think is really worth it right now. So you can make this on whatever you want. I made it on chest. Some people are doing it on rings, some people are doing it on the gloves. I don't think it really, just pick whatever one you really want. I picked it for chest personally. The other one I would say that would probably be worth it, I haven't really 100% decided if I'm going to do it yet. But honestly, I would say is the Spore Cloak. It is nerfed like really bad this season. So I'm not 100% sure if it's really worth it yet or not. But if I had to pick another one, which I'll probably use in the future, it would probably be the Spore Cloak. So, having said that, it's up to you if you want to go that route, but right now the only one I would use for 100% for sure is the precog, and then Spore Cloak as the second go-to choice. Alright, now let's talk about tier. This season, I wasn't really as impressed with the tier sets. I think I'm only going to go for the 2 set over the 4 set. I don't think the 4 set's really worth it, in my opinion. So I would just go for the 2-set, and even then, I don't think the 2-set's absolutely required. You could just ignore the tier set if you really want to. I went for the pants because it has haste and mastery on it. Fortunately, no versatility, but still two pretty decent stats for Boomy. And then shoulders because it has versatility and haste. So, and the 2-set basically makes you go into an eclipse faster. So if you're struggling to get casts off, for example, it basically lets you cast Wrath or Starfire faster. But you really, for me personally, I really use Wrath more than Starfire to get into an eclipse. So it pretty much, like, imagine if somebody's like DPSing you and you can't really get any casts off. It'll be hard to get cast. Basically helps you get into an eclipse faster, which is the reason why I took it. Alright, now for rotation. For the Starfall build, all there is to it is to pretty much just maintain dots on everybody and keep Starfalling. That's literally, it's literally that easy for just the Starfall build. It's just make sure you keep dots on everybody. Of course, make sure you're in Eclipse as well. And pop your Incarnation Burst, of course, and you know, that's pretty much all there is to it. So keep spamming Starfalls. Use your mushrooms, of course, during this. Fury of Elune when it's up. Spam Starfalls. And yeah, this is the AoE build. Pretty easy, pretty simple. And yeah. Now, let's go over the single target build, because there's a few different things you can do for that. Can I change talents in combat? Thank you. Give me 1 second. I forget, they gotta get out of here because of the training dummy and all that. Okay. Here we go, single turret. It's the stupid dragon thing. I got rid of it, but it's not. There we go. That should be good. Alright, okie dokie. Single targets. Now for this, it's a little bit different. Obviously, you're still gonna want to maintain your dots on as much people as we can. But obviously, since you're gonna be doing more single target stuff, get your dots out first, and then this will be your go. You pop Incarnation, you pop your Fury of Elune, Warrior of Elune, Star Surge, Star Surge, Star Surge, Star Surge, Star Surge, Starfire, 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 Star Surge, Star Surge, Star Surge, and that's pretty much your huge burst go. And that, you can see how much damage I pretty much massively did there. Like, if that was a real player, there would have been probably nuked right away just from doing that alone. That's pretty much your burst go. So, just as a quick reminder, get your dots up, of course, and then you pop your Incarnation, Fury of Elune, Warrior of Elune, Star Surge, Star Surge, Star Surge, Star Surge, Starfire, 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 and then not Warrior of Elune, Star Surge, and then until you're out of Astral Power. And that's pretty much your burst rotation. Now let's go over the mini burst. There's two different little bursts you can do here. The first one was the Incarnation with Fury of Elune and Warrior of Elune. And if Incarnation's on your if Incarnation is on cooldown, your second little mini burst is going to be this. First, you put your 2 dots, of course. You put your you get into an Eclipse. You pop Warrior of Elune, or you pop Fury of Elune, Warrior of Elune, Star Surge, Star Surge, Star Surge, Starfire, 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 into Star Surge, Star Surge, and that's pretty much that. That's going to be your little mini burst go. So you have two little, you have two kind of bursty-ish cooldowns, I guess. So Incarnation and Warrior of Elune and Fury of Elune in that go, and then once Incarnation's on cooldown, you can pop your Fury of Elune and Warrior of Elune for your mini burst go when you don't have Incarnation up, and then once Incarnation and all those 3 are up, you can use those in your burst rotation with Incarnation as well. Last but not least is going to be macros, and right now I have I have 2 macros that I use. And that would be my set focus macro for solar beam. So this is how it works. I'm just going to put the PvP training dummy on set focus, and you mass roots, and boom. It's that simple. It's very useful. You don't have to target anybody. Like, for example, if I'm targeting this NPC and put this guy in set focus, that makes it a lot easier to interrupt them. It's very useful, and I would recommend having it because it's very useful for battlegrounds and, of course, arena and all that stuff. And the other one is the exact same thing, except for Cyclone. Give me 1 second. These things are so small. It's hard to target it. And yeah, so just Cyclone. Of course, he's immune because it's a training dummy, but you kind of get the point. So, and that should be it. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. And that is it. And I will see you guys for the next video. Peace.